different. This is the treatment of vessels in a very comfortable way. It's a QuadroStar from Asclepion, and this offers various wavelengths, but the most frequently used wavelength is the 577, which has a higher absorption in the vessels and in hemoglobin than other wavelengths, better than 532, and especially compared to the pulse style lasers, is much more convenient for the patients because it does not cause purpura and does not cause any hyperpigmentations, and it does have no downtime at all. So you can see the result immediately if you do the one-spot treatment of coagulation of small vessels. This is the one function that it offers. So for this we have these tips with a 1 millimeter spot size handpiece. This is for telangiectasia, for some small angioma, for small areas that we want to coagulate. That's something that I have to do in my practice very frequently. And we have another spot, another handpiece, and we will show that later when we attach the fiber to the other handpiece. This is a scanner, delivering also 1 millimeter spots, but scans the spots in an area, so we can then do a whole area treatment. This is less meant for the coagulation of single vessels, but it is meant to do a superficial treatment of redness of maybe superficial vessels, like we have in rosacea, like we have the redness in acne. And by reducing the vascularization, we can get an improved result or healing of acne. Probably it will be also effective on propionate bacteria, which are working like a fluorescent active ingredient, like in photodynamic therapy. If you irradiate their ALA, then you destroy the propionate bacteria and you reduce the redness. So we'll show that in a minute, but we start with the telangiectasia. I put on my goggles, and I have a foot switch. Thank you. Now the machine gives you a proposal for the parameters. Here it shows the 1 millimeter spot size on the handpiece that I have in my left hand. These are the joules per square centimeters. We usually, in the normal mode, we have 10 to 12 joules and 25 millisecond pulse duration. And currently we have put it to single shots. You can, if you work faster, if you used to work with a machine, you can go to 2 or 3, and then you can do quite fast treatment of many vessels, or go along the vessels, like on the cheeks when you have these telangiectasia there. If you don't have sufficient result with these joules, then you can go to the expert mode. But I first try to see if I get a reaction. Now she has a small telangiectasia, for that I stretch the skin, and don't know if I see that on the screen, but here we have some telangiectasia. Now I do one shot. Okay. It should be almost sufficient, huh? Well, we can go one more, one higher. Yeah. And we get one more joule. See? Okay, wait, now it's turned on. Beat. Yeah, a little bit better. So this is, you always can see if you're successful or not. Maybe now we go to 2 hertz. Okay. This is still not very fast, but I can stand on the foot switch, and you see, very fast I can delete the vessel very conveniently.
So you will see the disappear of the
Yes, exactly. I see them disappear immediately. If it does not disappear completely, but I see a partial disappearance, then I just fire again on the same spot. That's one way, or the other way is just to increase the joules. But I think we're doing fine here. It's almost gone. We could maybe increase 1, but we shouldn't increase too much in this area. You know, this is, if you use a different technology, the neodymium yak, which goes very deep, that's a little bit dangerous in this area. This one is a safe technology. With an anti-yak, you can shoot a piercing. And the hole, which is not such a delight for patients. But with this, the only problem that you can have sometimes is if you go on a very sensitive nose, if you have vessels here, and you shoot them and they don't go away. That happened to me, but not with this device. It happened to me with a KTP, which is a little bit less selective. Then these areas might be a little bit dangerous, even for these very safe wavelengths. Anti-yak is not that safe in this area. Pulse-like causes purpura. So I think I prefer that kind of technology for that kind of indication. Let's do a few more shots, just to show you how fast we can treat. Now this is a very subtle treatment. Sometimes you need for rosacea, if you treat the whole area, you sometimes need 500 to 1,000 shots to really improve. Now this was a coagulation of vessels. I detach the fiber and we attach it to the scanner handpiece, which shows you the other indication. Very easy to do. Now this has a cooling finger, a metal finger that cools down really significant. We need to cool, but we should not cool too much because it's vessels also and erythema and relics. If we cool too much, they're all gone. We don't have a chromophore, we don't have a target anymore. So we just cool it a little bit. Now we apply a little bit of gel so we can slide easier from place to place. And looking at the display, maybe with the camera, again we have the joules here. We start with the 10 joules, again with 25 milliseconds as a standard version. I should mention that we have in this machine that expert version, so we can switch to a higher fluence. You can show how to do that, but we don't do it for the treatment. Maybe just show how to. This is for the expert is here, yeah, and we have to go to that, but we don't need to do it. Very important is that we can select the forms of the beam. So we can have it as a rectangle, we can have it for small spot size or around the lips, smaller rectangles or around the circle. So that depends on the area. Now if we do a large area, we keep on going with this rectangle, which is the easiest way to do. So okay, now I go here and I apply this, and then I move here, and then okay, next one. While this is firing, I'm cooling in front of the beams. Okay, so it covers the whole area. Okay, so very easy to do, and you can use this technology as well for melasma because it's superficially absorbed by melanin and by hemoglobin. They're quite close together at 577 as a chromophore. So you have the indication of redness in acne, you have the indication of melasma, you have the indication of small vessels. Rosacea. Now maybe we ask our patient how much is the pain. No? No pain? Okay. So I think I show most of the parameters. Did I forget anything? Not yet? Acne is this. There's a little bit of acne, but this is what we treated here. So acne, we have the smaller area, smaller circles. We can do even selectively small acne nodules and redness.
So what is the parameter for the acne treatment?
That's 10 joules and 25 milliseconds, so we stay for that. We don't see a coagulation there. We just see a superficial reduction of the redness. And it's not the purpose is not to coagulate vessels that we can see like in celiac tissue. The purpose is to reduce the superficial vascularization in the very superficial skin layers, and also to irradiate with a wavelength that is absorbed by the propionibacteria, and by this we get a reduction of the inflammation.
So normally on the face, how many passes do you do?
Usually we do, I start with one pass and see how the patient's skin reacts. But if it's doing fine, we can do passes, especially in the inflamed areas. In melasma, I would be a little bit cautious and a little bit, so I do one pass, and as you know, melasma can also be stimulated, but with this superficial treatment, there's a low risk of stimulation. But if we overtreat, then there could be a stimulation. So I do one pass first. If the patient, and maybe do in the first pass, in the first session when I do one pass, do a small spot with 2 passes to see how the patient reacts, and then see in 2 weeks or 3 weeks if there's a difference in how they tolerate it. If the 2 passes has done better, then I continue with the 2 passes. Okay, any more questions?
If there are no more questions, I have like
So many devices for the audience today.
Thank you